He got him. He struck out the side. Deep to left field. You've got to be kidding me.
Not far from the Space Needle in downtown Seattle, Washington. We welcome you inside T-Mobile Park for the middle game of a three-game series between the Houston Astros and the Seattle Mariners. Astros kicking off the series with a Friday night win last night in front of a sellout crowd, 5-2. They now lead the season series 7-6. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another afternoon of Astros baseball. I'm Todd Callis alongside Jeff Blum. Lumber, the Astros have come out of the gates, out of the All-Star break, red hot, winning 2 against the Yankees in that first one here in Seattle.
Well, tough competition, too. The doubleheader against the Yankees, they had to play extremely well. The bullpen beat up a little bit, but these guys are coming out and playing great baseball. It's good to see the offense swinging the bat.
And today for the Astros in our Bank of America impressive tools, Justin Verlander will be on the mound taking on Seattle.
Yeah, this is a guy the Astros need to go deep in this ball game. In the last 10 starts against Seattle, 7-1 is that record. Interesting that with these good as these numbers are, there was a little bit of a hiccup last time he pitched here at T-Mobile Park, giving up 4 home runs. But at the same time, it's hard to phase this guy. He is steady as they can be, knows what adjustments he needs to make. When he gets back out on the mound, I expect him to come out here tonight feeling pretty good about the stuff he has. Hopefully that slider is nice and sharp.
The thing about Verlander is he usually goes deep into games. No American League starter averaging more innings per start, and they're going to need JV to go deep today with how the bullpen's been used.
Yeah, exactly. We talked about how some of these games have been intense. They've been close. You've needed some of your high-leverage guys on back-to-back days. You see Rafael Montero pitching both games of that doubleheader against the New York Yankees. And, of course, Neris, Maton, Stanek, and Martinez. Those are the guys that all pitched yesterday, but Martinez may be able to come back. But it'll be interesting to see how Dusty uses that bullpen.
Brian Abreu, Parker Mashinsky, get ready. You'll probably be called on at some point today. We're getting ready for baseball on a Saturday afternoon in Seattle. Justin Verlander against Logan Gilbert, your pitching matchup, as we'll continue right after this.
Lots of Astros faithful here in Seattle getting ready for game 2 of 3 between the Astros and Seattle. And the Astros off to a great start the second half, 3 straight wins out of the break. They knew coming in yesterday there would be good energy in the Seattle crowd, sellout crowd. That's the same situation they have going today. They want to feed off that, get off to a great start. That's where Jose Altuve came in yesterday, getting this club off to an early lead or good start. It's our Shiner Box spotlight falling on Altuve and what he was able to do just 3 pitches in, sending one out for his 8th leadoff home run of the season. Is a pretty great number. It's actually tied with George Springer for the most in the majors this season, but it's in his career, that's number 29, which puts him 3rd in Astros history. Jose Altuve in that leadoff spot a couple years ago permanently, and he's done such a good job setting the tone. You can see what I'm talking about when it comes to Astros history. Of course, there's Biggio right at the top, Craig Biggio with 53, Springer with 39. That's who Altuve's chasing now with 29 and counting. He could add to that here in just a few minutes, but Altuve saying after last night's game that it was really good to be the tone setter in that situation. The Mariners obviously playing very good baseball right now, being able to come out today, put up some good swings early on, and win was really, really good for us. I hope to carry that over into game 2, TK.
All right, Julia, thank you. The Astros will try and win the second game of this 3-game series and improve to 8-6 on the year against the Mariners. Here's the Astros starting lineup presented by Texas Children's Hospital. Altuve does have good numbers against today's starter, Logan Gilbert. He leads off, followed by Jeremy Pena. Yordan Alvarez has hit well against the Mariners all year long. Alex Bregman in his career has done damage against Seattle. Kyle Tucker in right field. Yuli Gurriel at first base. Chas McCormick gets a start in left field. Jake Myers will bat 8th. He's in center field. And Martin Maldonado back behind the plate. He'll bat 9th in Dusty Baker's lineup.
They will be facing big right-hander Logan Gilbert, leader of this Seattle Mariner pitching staff. 19 starts this season. Has 10 wins, a 2.76 ERA. Good numbers all around. You see against Houston this season, 2-0 with a 2.08 ERA. He was a pitcher of the month in April, but since then in May, a 3.44 ERA. June at a 3.28. So far in July, a 3.31.
Well, the Astros will go after Logan Gilbert today, trying to beat him for the first time this year. And Justin Verlander will look to win his 5th consecutive start. Both of these pitchers pitching on Saturday leading into the All-Star break, so working on 6 days of rest. Altuve's had a good month of July, hitting .323 this month with 13 runs scored in 17 games in July. His numbers have been good in his career against Logan Gilbert. Well, we're ready to go on a Saturday. Glad he could join us from Seattle. A little bit cooler afternoon here than it was last night, with temperature right now at 66 degrees and expected to get up into the low 70s before the game's over. Altuve hit a 2-0 pitch out into the party deck area last night to get the game started for the Astros. As he digs in at home plate, he has been on base 9 of 15 times facing Logan Gilbert in his career, including 4 doubles and a home run. And the first pitch is a fastball just off the plate. Dave Rackley has the balls and strikes, home plate umpire. Astros coming out of the gates with a doubleheader sweep against the Yankees on Thursday, and then last night snapping the 14-game winning streak for the Seattle Mariners. Astros have not trailed in any game coming out of the All-Star break and now have improved on the year to 62 and 32 on the season, 30 games over 500. As the breaking ball sends Altuve to his back, and the fans here respond. Was it a changeup?
Yeah, changeup that got away. Still don't know how you cheer for anybody having a pitch thrown up by their head. Changeup just got away. Match from Supermo. One more look.
Altuve misses the next pitch, and the count's 2-2. The Astros 3-game winning streak coming out of the break. 30 games over for the first time this year. Altuve goes down on strikes. First time in his career he has struck out against Logan Gilbert in 16 plate appearances. Gilbert gets him for the first out.
Got him with the curveball. A couple of starts we talked about Logan Gilbert being 2-0 against the Houston Astros. He threw the fastball 50% of the time to right-handed hitters. Then it was a heavy dose of the slider curveball mix to right-handed hitters, and that's the curveball that gets Jose Altuve.
And then I'll bring up Jeremy Pena. Pena had a hit last night in 4 at-bats, but had a huge defensive play as the Mariners were rallying in the 8th inning against the Astros, down 5-1. They'd scored a run to make it 5-2, and then Pena made a great catch on a line drive by Kyle Lewis to prevent any further scoring. Stanek struck out the final batter of that inning. Pena down in the count here, 0-2. Gilbert making his 20th start of the season. As he drops this one low for a ball, 1-2. Saturday afternoon game here in Seattle. They don't have many of those on the schedule, just 3 all year. As Pena goes down on strikes, Logan Gilbert getting Altuve and Pena on strikeouts to start this game.
That was the slider. See it on our MD Anderson strike zone. Cal Raleigh set up out there, and the bottom just dropping out of that slider. Good pitch by Logan. Mattress Supermo. Mattress Firm Supermo showing you that slider.
Gilbert has a season high of 9 strikeouts. In 13 innings against the Astros, his previous 2 starts, only struck out 8. But tonight, or this afternoon, he's come out with back-to-back Ks as he faces Yordan Alvarez and misses below the zone, 1-0. Yordan hitting a home run last night, number 28 on the year. on playing 78 games after coming off the IL Thursday. No Astro in franchise history has ever hit 28 home runs playing as few as 78 games. Jordan, kind of a defensive swing there on the slider. It's 1-2. Gilbert strikes out the side. Close to a sellout crowd here in Seattle on this Saturday afternoon, and Gilbert amped up early.
Seattle, bottom of the first, no score between the Astros and Mariners. Some young fans showing up for the Houston Astros to watch Justin Verlander take on the Seattle Mariners. 17 starts this season. Cy Young type numbers with those 12 wins, a sub-2 ERA, sub-1 whip for Justin Verlander. Last faced these Seattle Mariners in Houston. Last time he did face these Mariners, he struck out 12 of them.
Here's a lineup he will face. J.P. Crawford at the top. No Julio Rodriguez for a second straight game. Ty France at second. Jesse Winker in left field. Carlos Santana DHs and bats cleanup. Eugenio Suarez, Adam Frazier, Cal Raleigh, Dylan Moore. Sam Haggerty rounding out Scott Service's lineup. Kyle Lewis also getting the day off after coming off the IL in last night's game. J.P. Crawford, left-hand hitting shortstop who signed a 5-year extension with the Mariners back in April. Sends this pitch into left field for a base hit. So second pitch of the game, Crawford reaches base with a single into left. The Astros starting defense is presented by Xfinity. You saw Chas McCormick in left field making that play after the single his way. Jake Myers will be in center. Kyle Tucker is the right fielder. Alex Bregman and Jeremy Pena, along with Jose Altuve and Yuli Gurriel on the infield. Martin Maldonado behind the plate. Crawford, who has good numbers against JV with a base hit. He is now 7 for 16 in his career against Verlander. Ty France also with good numbers against Verlander, 6 for 14 with a home run. Goes after the first pitch and fouls it away. France coming in with that 5-game hitting streak, 9 for 24. Hit a home run in last night's game to get the Mariners on the board. Verlander coming off his 9th All-Star game. Did not pitch in that game as he pitched Saturday leading into the All-Star break. JB was out there in LA taking part in all the All-Star festivities. Ty France was a late add to the American League All-Star roster, so on Tuesday these guys were All-Star teammates, now going head-to-head with France down to the count 0-2. Up and in, 1-2. Plummer mentioned the last start for JV with those 12 strikeouts. Both of his last 2 starts against Seattle have resulted in season highs. A season high 12 strikeouts against the Mariners his last start in June 7th against Seattle. Also a season high 10 hits allowed last time he was here against the Mariners back on May the 27th. Also allowed a season high 6 earned runs.
Wasn't one of his better ones. Mariners in that game are doing a good job of getting on top of pitches up in the zone. JV didn't have that slider that he wanted. A lot of them were left middle and up that they got to. Of course, the veteran always making adjustments. Came back much better that second time against the Seattle Mariners, hoping to duplicate that act right here today.
Looking kind of for a repeat of what we saw out of Jose Urquidy last night. Urquidy had struggled in 3 starts prior. against Seattle and came up with his best one last night with 6 innings of 1-run baseball. 2 pitches fouled away. Going into the All-Star break, the Astros gave Verlander extended rest. He had 7 days of rest going into his start against Kansas City on July the 7th. Then he had 8 days of rest going into his final pre-All-Star break start against Oakland on July 16th. Today he works on 6 days of rest. So he's been averaging now 3 consecutive starts, about a week in between. Ball in the right center field. Myers coming on. Diving attempt at a catch made by Jake Myers. A ball sinking in right center field, and Myers put it away for out number 1.
Good play. JV can give up a lot of fly balls. This was a sinking line drive, not hit very hard by Ty France. Jake shading that way, gets a good jump, keeps his eye on it. Half dive as he went down to make sure he caught that ball on our Mattress Firm Supermo.
Nice play by Myers in center field. That'll bring up Jesse Winker. Winker takes a look at a breaking ball for a strike on the outside corner. 0-1. See the numbers for Winker against Verlander. 2 for 14. That includes 5 strikeouts. Jesse back in the lineup today for Seattle. Weren't sure if we would see him today based on his reaction after a pop-up last night where he reached for his back, but apparently the back's okay to go. It's 0-2, but Julio Rodriguez missing his 2nd straight game with a little soreness in that left wrist. Verlander starting the day with 3,121 strikeouts, currently 14th on the all-time list. Last start he passed both Bob Gibson and Kurt Schilling. This ball into left field, playable for Chas McCormick. He'll put it away for the 2nd out. Schilling with 3.116, Gibson with 3.117. JV. So it's kind of crazy to think about passing a guy like Bob Gibson as he got to 3.121. Max Scherzer also passed both guys in a start last night. So Scherzer now 3 behind JV. They might have a little battle as they move up the ranks. Next on the list is Pedro Martinez, 33 strikeouts away. Here's Carlos Santana. Santana first pitch swinging, pops one up on the infield. So JV, after an opening base hit, gets through the inning with 3 consecutive outs in the air. Scoreless after 1. Driven by Toyota, the Houston Astros have had a lot of success against the Seattle Mariners since 2017. 99 games played. They have won exactly 2/3 of those, 66 and 33 overall. The Astros have won the season series over the Mariners in 6 of the last 7 years. 2018 being the only exception. The Mariners won that season series 10 games to 9. This year has been pretty close. The Astros lead 7-6 coming into today with 6 games to go, 2 here and 4 in Houston. Alex Bregman leading off the 2nd inning, taking a strike from Logan Gilbert. Gilbert came in with fewer strikeouts than innings pitched, but he struck out the side the 1st inning. He's gotten ahead of Alex Bregman here, 0-2. Astros against the West have had quite a dominant run since 2017.
Yeah, that's abusive against 3 teams. It's been a pretty good battle against the A's for that division title. I'm going to say that because the A's won in 2020. Every other year, it seems like the Astros have been just overpowering everybody in the West on the way to winning the West.
Bregman checks his swing on a pitch down, 1-2. And the A's winning the AL West in the pandemic-shortened 2020 season. The Astros have the AL West title. Last 4 full seasons. There is strikeout number 4. Logan Gilbert pitching on 6 days rest. Pitched last Saturday. There's 4 strikeouts and 4 batters.
He's feeling pretty good. The fastball is being located up in the zone, and this one 96 away from Alex Bregman, catching that outside edge. The stuff is looking good early. 4 strikeouts, 2 now on the fastball, getting Yordan and Alex.
His career high in strikeouts is 9. He's almost halfway there, 4 batters in. Here's Kyle Tucker. Overthrown everything for a strike early on. Drops in the hook for a strike, 0-1. Tuck 4th in the major league, 2nd on his team with those 62 runs batted in. Takes one down for a ball, 1-1. Gilbert needed 85 pitches to get through 5 innings in his last start before the All-Star break a week ago in Arlington against the Rangers. Got a no decision, a game the Mariners won 3-2 as part of their 14-game winning streak. Tucker misses the fastball, down in the count, 1-2. Tucker takes it down, 2-2.
Astro hitters are at least seeing all of Logan Gilbert's pitches. So even though it might be a tough start to the ball game, maybe that second time through the lineup, the Astros can make those adjustments and see those pitches a little bit better. But Logan Gilbert has come out pumping strikes.
Gilbert, pretty consistent all year long, has gone at least 5 innings in all 19 of his starts. But it has also not gone more than 7 innings in any of his starts. So every start of the season has been between 5 and 7 innings for Logan. 3-2 pitch is put in play. First Astro to put a ball in play, but this is a ground ball to the shortstop, J.P. Crawford, in the shift. And that's 2 outs.
How about some bounty quick stats? Yuli, career post All-Star break, finishes strong, 298. They had averaged almost 300, 39 home runs, 160 RBIs, and 821 OPS. Best first half for Yuli Gurriel, but looking to finish strong, especially when you see the numbers like that in the second half.
Missed that first fastball from Logan Gilbert. Now fouls one away, and Gilbert, like he has been all afternoon long, early on, has been ahead of hitters consistently. Spikes that slider. It's 1-2. Astros not trailed since the All-Star break, winning the doubleheader against the Yankees and winning last night 5-2. Just off the end of the bat, Yuli stays alive. Foul ball just below us. Stays 1-2 on Yuli. Quite an afternoon and evening for the Gurriel brothers yesterday. Yuli had a base hit, and Lourdes Jr. had 6 base hits for the Toronto Blue Jays in Boston. Yuli sends this one into shallow right center field. Playable for Sam Haggerty, and Logan Gilbert has faced 6 batters and retired the first 6 today.
By Houston Methodist. Lowest opponent average on the road. The Astros leading the way with a .212 batting average against. They have done a phenomenal job on the road. Justin Verlander is one of those guys. He has a 1.77 ERA on the road that's contributing to those low numbers against. Dodgers right behind at .217. Some championship ball clubs doing it on the road.
Astros, Yankees, and Dodgers all coming into today with leads in their divisions of more than 10 games as Justin Verlander faces Eugenio Suarez and misses outside for ball 1. Astros lead the AL West by 11 games. Yankees lead the AL East by a dozen games. Dodgers lead the NL West by 10.5 as Suarez takes one up and away 2-0. Verlander allowed an initial hit to J.P. Crawford, then retired the next 3 batters in the first inning. Suarez misses the fastball in a 2-0 count. It's now 2-1. This is not a matchup Eugenio Suarez has enjoyed through the years, facing Justin Verlander. JB though falls behind here. It's 3-1. Career at-bats against Verlander for Suarez, most coming this season, just 2 hits, and he has struck out 9 times. As he strikes him out for a 10th time, Verlander getting him with the slider on the 3-2 pitch. First strikeout of the game for JV.
Good slider against Suarez. He's heavy on the swing and miss, and so is Justin Verlander, so that is a good matchup for Justin to go ahead and attack him. Good job getting that first strikeout with that slider. Showing a little more depth on that pitch than normal.
So here's Adam Frazier moving up to the 6th spot in the lineup today. Frazier hits one the other way. Pena, nice backhand play down to the ground. His throw not quite in time. Jeremy couldn't get enough on the throw, and Adam Frazier's going to reach.
And couldn't get a lot on that throw, and once it hit the grass just ate that throw up. Wasn't able to get it all the way there in time to get Frazier. Did a great job getting in position to make the catch. You could see that momentum, never going back towards first base, relying on that arm strength, and that hop just took all the life out of it. Seen him show athleticism here in this series in just over 11 innings.
Here's Cal Raleigh. Raleigh swings the first pitch and pops it up. Alex Bregman looking into the sunshine here in Seattle, has the play, no problem, in foul territory, puts it away for out number 2. See the best artists in the world perform live at Minute Maid Park. Bad Bunny, Lady Gaga, Elton John, and more, all bringing their performances to the ballpark this summer. Head to astros.com/concert to see the full summer lineup and to get your tickets today. Dylan Moore back in center field with Julio Rodriguez out of the lineup. He bats 8th today. JV misses on that first pitch up. It's 1-0. Verlander coming into today averaging 6.43 innings pitched per start. The best in the American League. And it's a day where Dusty Baker, Josh Miller, entire Astros staff really hoping for at least 6 and probably 7. If they're being completely honest, they would like to see JV leave the bullpen no more than 6 outs today, just based on the usage so far with 3 games in 2 days coming out of the All-Star break. It's a heavy ask, but it's Justin Verlander.
True.
Swinging a foul back. It's 2-1.
I would imagine throughout his career he's never gone out to the mound to start a game not assuming he's going to go 7 innings. Because in order to last that long and be able to battle through and grind through and show the poise, you've got to have that mindset, but he's also got the stuff. He also recognizes, all these starting pitchers recognize, the deeper they go in the game, the better your ball club's going to be. And Justin is one of those guys that recognizes situations. He wants to be the guy that you can rely on for 7 innings and protect your bullpen.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Nobody had to say anything. Verlander knows the scenario right now.
Yep.
He knows it might be as limited as a 3-man bullpen today. And he's going to do everything he can to figure out a way to go deep in this game. 2-2 the count now to Dylan Moore. Oh, dropped it in there for a beautiful called third strike. JV starts the inning and ends the inning with a strikeout. As he gets through the second inning, it's still scoreless between the Astros and Mariners.
Stroke poll time. Make sure to jump on Twitter at ATT Sportsnet SW. You'll see it pinned there at the top. Which of these 4 bashers in their prime would win an Astros home run derby? Got Baggy on that list. Jordan, of course, on the list. Lance Berkman, the Big Bopper, Glenn Davis. We want to know what you think. Who's winning? Looking at home run leaders for the Astros. Those guys on the list, including Tuve, George, and Jimmy. What do you guys think?
Well, that would be a lot of fun. I'm with you on that, but I'm a little scared of Glenn Davis, because if you actually took him out of the Astrodome, him and Jimmy Wynn, if you put them in the Minute Maid Park, Glenn Davis might have a heyday, because he had some crazy pop, hitting 166 while playing at the Dome. I always fear those guys that had to play in that dome and put up home run numbers like that.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think the toy cannon would get a lot of votes from the old school fans.
Yeah, if you went way back and put the toy cannon in Minute Maid Park, oh my gosh.
If he was in that poll, he'd get a decent amount of votes. But of that group, I would say,
yeah, I'm with you.
Jordan.
Yeah, he only hit one off the upper deck over there.
This one towards right field is going to be the first hit of the game for the Astros. First base runner, Chas McCormick, flares one to right in front of Sam Haggerty for a leadoff base hit in the third.
TK, I'm a little surprised he pulled up. Sam Haggerty's not playing every day out there in right field. But you could see Chas McCormick kind of put his head down, but with no hits being given up in this game through 2, Haggerty gave in pretty quick to give up that first base hit of the game.
Chas will take it as he gets a start today against the righty. Did not start last night against the soft tossing lefty Marco Gonzalez. Here's Jake Myers. Myers around the bunt, gets a good bunt down. That's going to be a base hit. No chance for Gilbert. He faked a throw just to see if Chas would head to third. But that is a beautiful thing right there, watching Jake Myers as the Astros continue to get some bunt base hits since the All-Star break.
Yeah, they've kind of made some adjustments over the All-Star break. Going to a little bit of small ball. Jake Myers laying down a bunt against Logan Gilbert, who's kind of broken into this game rather quickly, striking out the first 4 hitters and then giving up that first hit here in the 3rd inning.
Now's a case where I wouldn't mind a bunt.
Well, now you might see the more traditional sacrifice bunt. Maldi did hit a bomb to left field yesterday, and his July has been electric.
Yeah, 944 OPS in July, but he has not had good success against Logan Gilbert, so why not bunt against him? And that's what the Astros are thinking, although he takes that one for a strike.
Not a good pitch to bunt. Up and away slider. Gonna get something you can basically pull as far as a bunt is concerned and make Eugenio Suarez come in and make the play on him. That'll open up third base and allow Chaz to make the easy decision to move ahead.
Yeah, I've got good runners on with McCormick at second, Myers at first. You got Altuve with good numbers behind Maldi, although now they let him swing away, and he hits one high down the line in left field. It's going to be hooking just foul the left field pole.
He just missed that too. Got a hanging curveball. Getting the swing away. Foot was down in plenty of time. He tried to keep those hands back long enough.
Maldi yesterday hitting a home run, his 10th on the season. Down in the count here, 0-2. Fouls one straight back. Maldi, who's always a favorite of everybody's in the dugout, and they do that little imitation of his home run trot. Yesterday he did a little exaggerated version for the guys as he was coming from second to third, with the Astros dugout being on the third base side here in Seattle. 14's Maldi's career high in home runs, has 10 now as we are still a week away from August. Maldonado goes down on strikes here. Gilbert picks up his 5th strikeout. First time through the lineup, one away.
Yeah, raced that one past Maldi just off the outside corner. I think at that second time through the lineup, see if the Astros can make an adjustment with some base runners on.
Jose Altuve, who struck out his first time up.
I've got a one guy in the league that you wouldn't have to announce who's coming to the plate and you would know it.
The crowd was just settling in his first at bat when he struck out. Now a few more boos as he's announced for a second time today. Altuve taps a foul at the plate. Five extra base hits for Altuve and 14 career at-bats against Gilbert. 4 doubles and a home run. Last time up was the first time Gilbert struck him out. Just went down 1-1. Jose a 3 for 5 night last night. Altuve watches that one go down below the zone. It's 2-1.
Good take on those changeups down. First time through the order against Logan Gilbert in his season so far. .213 average against, a .576 OPS. The second time average jumps to .239, but the OPS close to 700.
Altuve likes the high fastball. That one was a little too high. It's 2-2.
I think that's exactly what happened, TK. He guessed right. Didn't mind the location until about halfway there when he realized it wasn't going to be in that vicinity he could get to. Because if it's close enough to the top of the zone, we all know he can go after it and rage on it.
There's a ball line to short, and McCormick is going to get doubled off second base. Altuve in a line drive to the shortstop, J.P. Crawford, who doubles up Chaz McCormick. And that'll do it for the Astros in the third, still scoreless. T-Mobile Park on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. Mariners and Astros playing the middle game of a 3-game series. They had a sellout last night. Today's not going to quite be a sellout, but over 40,000 expected. Last night they unveiled the All-Star Game logo here as they prepare for the 2023 All-Star Game. They also had a fireworks show and drone show after the game. Sam Haggerty leads off for Seattle here in the third inning of a scoreless contest. That one fouled at the plate, 0-2. Justin Verlander's allowed a single to start the game by J.P. Crawford, then Adam Frazier with an infield hit. So far, no Mariner has reached second base. Verlander a couple of strikeouts the first 2 innings ahead of Haggerty here, 0-2. Dropped it in again. He throws Dylan Moore to end the second, and he freezes Sam Haggerty, this time with a slider to start the third, his third strikeout of the game.
That one just backed up a little bit. He wanted it down and in, but still enough movement on there to freeze Haggerty.
So JB first time through the lineup with 3 strikeouts. Has only thrown 29 pitches first time through the lineup. Picked up 7 outs. Here's J.P. Crawford. Crawford first pitch swinging, fouls one down the first base side. J.P. with that hit his first time up, now 7 for 16 and with 3 walks in his career against Verlander. Plate 1-1. Astros expect Crawford to pull the ball if he hits it on the ground. They expect him to go the other way if he hits the ball in the air. See where Myers is shaded towards left center field. That one fouled back. It's 1-2.
He's kind of a slasher up there as a leadoff guy. Take that fastball and go the other way, just like he did in his first at bat. Potential to pull the off speed, especially with Justin Verlander throwing those curveballs and sliders coming back to him as a left-handed hitter.
Underneath the glove of Verlander, but no worries because right there is Jeremy Pena in the shift. Crawford grounds out to the opposing shortstop for out number 2. The best in Texas power pitcher is driven by Ford. But Jose Urquidy last night, he had struggled mightily against the Mariners his first 3 starts of the season, but last night he worked around trouble in the second and the 4th inning, and Jose Urquidy goes 6 innings of 4 hit, 1-run baseball. The only run allowed, a solo home run by Ty France. Urquidy was very good in that win last night against Seattle. Here is Ty France, who flied out on a very good play by Jake Myers his first time up. Fouls the first pitch back. France with the best batting average on the team. Has always hit well against the Astros in his career, a .362 career average with 7 home runs against Houston. Hitting his 7th last night. That one just misses the zone, and it's 1-1. Hit to right center field. Who's going to take charge? Jake Myers calls off Kyle Tucker, and that will do it for the Mariners in the 3rd inning. Justin Verlander with his first 1-2-3 inning of the game. We're still scoreless.
By H-E-B. Yordan Alvarez coming up second this inning. His slash line over the last 10 games is absolutely gorgeous. 5 home runs, 9 RBIs. Was with an injury in between there as he spent some time on that injured list, but he's come back from that injured list swinging the baseball bat pretty good. Seems to be healthy and happy to be back in that lineup.
Lineup very happy to have him back.
Completely changes everything, I feel like, for those guys.
That should help whoever the 2-hitter is, in this case Jeremy Pena, hitting in front of Alvarez. Jeremy goes after that first pitch and misses 0-1. You figure if you're the 2-hitter in front of the big man, you're going to see some pitches in the zone as Pena misses that fastball. It's 0-2. Logan Gilbert through 3 innings has struck out 5, allowed a couple of hits. Both pitchers allowing 2 hits through 3. But not much offense for either side. Astros had their best chance last inning, first and second, nobody out, but Maldonado struck out and Jose Altuve lined into a double play. Pena stays alive with a foul plate. Pena goes down on the breaking ball. Second time he is struck out. And Gilbert now up to 6 strikeouts, 3 off his career high. 1 away here in the 4th.
Yeah, Pena's been aggressive, swinging, and a lot of pitches from Logan Gilbert. He found a curveball at the bottom of the zone, breaking into the dirt to get Jeremy Pena to offer.
So I'll bring up Yordan Alvarez, who struck out his first time up. Gilbert struck out the side. Altuve, Pena, and Alvarez to start the game. Yordan fouls one straight back. Yordan coming into today had an 1174 OPS against Seattle this season. Has a double and a home run in his career against Gilbert in 13 at-bats. Down in the count here, 0-2, as Gilbert spots that fastball on the inside corner.
Yeah, that's just perfectly located. Just tip your cap on that one.
Down and in, 2-2. Yordan, one of the 5 Astros named to the All-Star team, did not head out to LA as he was nursing that injury with the inflammation in his bottom hand, his right hand. I imagine this time next year when Seattle hosts the All-Star game, you might see 44 back in here, maybe even participating in a home run derby.
Should add an extra day off to the All-Star break, having the All-Star break up here in the Great Northwest. Give everybody an opportunity to get back cross country to their home cities. It's a lengthy trip.
Hopefully there won't be any Thursday games.
Yeah, let's shut that down right now.
All-Star breaks used to be 3 days, but ever since they've gone to a 4-day break, you kind of look forward to that extra day.
Ooh, that's a big day, TK.
Especially teams that have to travel and leave the day after the All-Star break, if it's a 3-day break. That's a nice job by Yordan. He got down to the count there, 0-2 and then didn't leave the zone and ends up drawing a walk. That is Jordan's 46th walk of the season, top 10 in the American League. Now a message from TXU Energy. So Gilbert walks his first batter of the game, hadn't walked anybody in his last 2 starts in 11 innings. They try to get Jordan to chase something off the plate, and it never happened. Now Alex Bregman, you're not going to see him chase very often, takes a pitch down and away, and Cal Raleigh will go out to talk to Gilbert here.
TK, that at bat by Alvarez was beautiful.
Wasn't it?
Absolutely. Like you said, fell behind on 2, got beat with the fastball up, and then just a paint job with 94 on the inside corner. Didn't panic like you always say, just stayed in the box. Fought off 97 up in the zone, took a couple of pitches down to the zone. He ends up on first base. That was what number that kind of jumps at me every time I'm filling out my card with Jordan Alvarez, is that walk to strikeout ratio. And you add that slug number to it, and you say, oh, Jordan Alvarez, big guy, swings, tries to go deep every swing he can and every at bat. But then you realize he had 54, 55 strikeouts on the season, something crazy like that, and only 46 walks now. He is a really unique power, say power comma hitter instead of power hitter overall.
His 409 on base percentage coming in was 3rd in the American League and not far from being tops in the AL.
It's crazy because you just assume he's just a guy that is going to overwhelm you with power and production. Yet he gets on base frequently. We saw the sneaky speed he's got last night.
52 and 50 walks in his 2 full seasons so far. He's already got 46 this year. 2-0 pitch to Bregman has popped up in foul territory. Cal Raleigh with his pitcher backing him up makes the play. And Bregman retired for the second out.
Represent the best hitter in baseball and be one of 10,000 fans taking home a Jordan Alvarez jersey presented by Honda on Friday, July 29th, when the Astros take on the Seattle Mariners. Visit astros.com/promotion to get your tickets now.
Well, Kyle Tucker will bat with Jordan on first base and 2 outs. Tucker grounded out into the shift his first time up to the shortstop, J.P. Crawford. Tucker reaches out for the curveball and fouls one away, 0-1. Gilbert here at T-Mobile Park facing the Astros for the 2nd time this year. So far 10 2/3 shutout innings against Houston in those 2 starts combined. Shut him out on 4 hits in 7 innings worth on May 28th. Tucker drills one into center field. That's going to be down and go all the way to the wall. We're going to see that speed from Jordan Alvarez. He'll be heading around third. He's going to score. Kyle Tucker an RBI double. It's 1-0 Astros.
That ball was smoked.
I think if Dylan Moore cuts the ball off, it would have been close. But once it got by him to the wall, forget it.
I agree, it would have been close, but that was a 95-mile-an-hour fastball right down the middle that turned around at 105.6 for Kyle Tucker. It's got to feel good for him to get something off the barrel and on a line. And you're right, TK, you'll see it right here when Dylan Moore eventually makes that decision not to bend over to try and stop that baseball. It would have been close, but I still think he would have had a chance to score. But once it got to the wall, it was an easy scored run.
Big man with some momentum is flying. He is flying around those bases. And that's something we didn't see early in his career with the knee injuries. And now that he's healthy,
it's a whole nother dynamic. Another weapon.
He got down the first baseline yesterday to beat out a double play potential in 28.9 feet per second.
He was floating.
Now he helps his buddy Kyle Tucker out with an RBI, moving from first to home.
Got around the bases at 28.4.
Just now.
Yeah.
Making 2 turns along the way.
Yep.
Now Yuli shoots one into left field. That'll be down for a hit. Tucker will score easily. Yuli's going to head to second base with a double. And the Astros now lead 2-0. couple of 2-out RBI doubles.
Yeah, we love those, don't we? Those break pitchers, they think they've got 2 outs, 1 more out, gets them out of the inning, then base hit, double, base hit. Good at bats by Yordan Alvarez, Kyle Tucker, and now Yuli. We talked about those second half numbers, but it's got to feel good also for him too. Starting to get those hits with runners in scoring position and driving in runs. That's what we've become accustomed to with Yuli Gurriel.
Yuli with double number 26 on the season. Came in 4th in the American League. So now the Astros putting 2 up on Logan Gilbert. And here's Chas McCormick, who floated a single into right field his first time up. McCormick goes the other way again. This one's a foul ball, 0-1. Kyle Tucker driving in his 63rd run, scoring Yordan Alvarez with his 61st run of the year. And Yuli followed it up with an RBI double as well. That ball hit hard into center field, and Moore will make a great diving catch, taking one away from Chas McCormick. Dylan Moore with a fine play in center to end the inning.
Astros swinging the bat well with 2 outs against Logan Gilbert, making a bid for another hit, but Dylan Moore picks up Logan with a great play.
Justin Verlander working with a lead for the first time today. Astros scoring 2 in the top half of the 4th. Verlander going after the 3, 4, 5 hitters here in the bottom half of the inning. Jesse Winker flied out to left field his first time up. And Winker looks at one off the plate for a ball, 1-0. JV only needing 36 pitches to get through 3 innings, averaging 12 pitches per inning. Mentioned in the open how important it is for Verlander to go deep in the game, and that will bode well with his pitch count the way it is. This one is sent high in the air into right field, playable for Kyle Tucker. He shields his eyes and puts it away for the first out. Julia.
This week on Astros Bases Loaded, coming out of the All-Star break, the Astros offense is primed to build upon their first half success and will shine a spotlight on the Astros Director of Player Development, Sarah Goodrum. All that and more on Astros Bases Loaded, only on AT&T Sportsnet.
Carlos Santana will bat. Santana, a long history against Justin Verlander. They have faced each other a bunch head-to-head. In fact, Santana, by far the most he's ever faced a pitcher, is facing Verlander. 79 at-bats in his career against JV. The next closest pitcher to the number of at-bats that he's had against Verlander is Max Scherzer with 50. 29 more ABs against Verlander than he's had against anybody else. Batting average wise, it hasn't been too bad for JV, just a .230 career batting average against, but the home runs stand out. Carlos Santana with 8 home runs against Verlander. That's the most JV's ever allowed to one hitter, and the most Santana's ever had against a pitcher as he fouls one away. It's 0-2. Santana coming over from the Kansas City Royals earlier this summer, his 19th game with Seattle, and you can see why the Astros play him to pull. A high percentage of ground balls to that right side of second base. Verlander ahead 0-2.
Wow.
I agree.
I don't know how you make a better pitch. Turbo slider breaks down in the zone perfectly to catch the bottom portion where he was trying to attack and doesn't get the call.
Ground ball right side. Yuli will use Justin Verlander covering with the underhand flip. Santana avoids the strikeout with that call, but grounds out on the next pitch for the second out.
Yeah, fortunately only one extra pitch.
JV back out there doing his thing.
Slider looks good. The curveball looks good. Fastball's jumping out of the hand. 96. Yeah, looks all right. That's just what he is now, right? It's like Yordan. We're just, that's what he does.
He's 39. He just had Tommy John surgery.
I don't believe you.
I read it in the notes. Here's Eugenio Suarez. I mean, I wasn't there for the actual surgery, but
you weren't in the room.
I believe it happened, but it's hard to tell because this is 2019 JV.
All over again.
Yeah.
That was a Cy Young year for Justin Verlander.
No drop in velo, no drop in effectiveness.
Obviously, the mindset has not changed or maybe even ramped up a little bit.
I think the one thing he's talked about is he is a little bit stopping to smell the roses more than he ever did before. He's enjoying what he's been able to accomplish this season probably more than any other season. And he credits that to having a family now and also having that time away from the game and just maybe cherishing the moment a little more than he did before when he was just nose to the grindstone going start to start.
I just think it's great that even though he had that Tommy John surgery and like you said he had that time to reflect, he had the time away and it really feels like he missed it. So that tells you that the drive is still within this guy to go out there and compete, and that's why he's out here doing what he's doing and putting up the numbers that he can.
He got ahead 0-2 on Eugenio Suarez, and now the count's even at 2 apiece. Suarez struck out his first time up against JB. And he strikes him out again. Suarez 11 strikeouts and 17 career at bats against Verlander. JB's got 4 in the game. Let's take a look at today's stats with Lowe's. Martin Maldonado with 10 home runs, hitting his 10th last night. It was with Jose Urquidy on the mound, and of course it was because Maldi has exactly 1/2 of his home runs when Urquidy pitches. 5 home runs in all other games and more than 3 times as many plate appearances. Maldi will bat second in this inning. Maldi's not the only one that hits when Urquidy's on the mound.
I was going to say he's got some serious run support when he's out there. Jose Urquidy does. Obviously Maldonado contributing. With that run support for Urquidy, he's averaging 7.33 runs per game.
How about Jake Myers hitting one towards the corner in left field? Jake is 2 for 2, and he'll be off to second base with a stand-up double to start the 5th inning.
Jake getting things rolling today. 2 hits now.
Last night he had an RBI single, and today 2 for 2.
A changeup that just kept fading back towards him, and he did a great job of keeping the hands back, being patient, seeing it the whole way, and barreling it up.
The Astros have had much better at bats second time through. You mentioned them seeing a lot of pitches that first time around.
These guys are that good. They don't get flustered. They don't panic. They go to school. Got all that information in the dugout, and then you add that the eye test and the experience of standing in that box and seeing the ball come out of that pitcher's hand. So a combination of knowledge and experience allowing these guys to come out and have some great at bats.
How about Maldi getting the job done? Then high stepping it towards first, and now he'll run all the way back to home plate. He has nowhere else to go, and he finally gets tagged out. Even Maldi can make a sacrifice bunt entertaining. Only he can.
No, seriously, he is one of the more entertaining players on this team.
He first started out by high stepping it, and then he realized he had nowhere to go and stayed alive as long as he could. So the Astros putting a runner now to third base with 1 out and Jose Altuve to the plate.
It was a fun play. It was also a heads-up play by Martin. Hitting in that 9 spot, runner at second base, moving to third less than 2, and have the top of your order coming up. Puts the Astros in position, very good position to score another run.
Infield has to come in against Altuve as he checks his swing on a pitch that is called a strike. 0-1.
He called that?
I believe he said that was a called strike. I don't think he said swing.
Wow.
Altuve, good numbers against Gilbert in his career. Despite the 0 for 2 today, it's 1-1. Jose normally hits Gilbert at a 500 clip. Infield in might be even more enticing. Well, he fouls this one away and is falling behind in the count here, 1-2. And he goes down on strikes. Altuve had never struck out against Gilbert before today. He has struck out twice against him, missing that fastball. Now 2 away. Big strikeout for Gilbert.
It's also night on Saturday, July 30th, when all fans are taking home a Brady Bomb bobblehead presented by H-E-B. See some bombs and get the bobblehead by visiting astros.com/promotions to get your tickets today.
Jeremy Pena will try and solve Logan Gilbert, 0 for 2 today with a couple of strikeouts. Takes one down and in for ball 1. Pena into left field on a line, coming in Winker, and he'll make the play for the final out of the inning. Pena hit it hard, but the left fielder was there to make the final out. Astros failed to score in the 5th. 1 man left on base. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Astros lead 2-0. Game. Here's a look at our T-Mobile coverage cam. Jake Myers making the best defensive play of the day behind Justin Verlander, going down to take one away from Ty France. That was big. It was at the start of the game after J.P. Crawford led off with a single. Jake Myers helping to pick up his veteran pitcher Justin Verlander with that play in center field in the 1st inning. JV's only allowed 2 hits so far through 4 as he faces Adam Frazier, who has 1 of those 2 hits. Frazier with an opposite field ground ball into the hole. Pena couldn't quite make the play on the infield hit. Frazier now with a 9-game hitting streak going. Frazier hits this one pretty deep to right field, sending Tucker back. He is near the wall and he puts it away right in front of the T-Mobile side. Here at T-Mobile Park, Frazier flies out to deep right. Back we go to Julia. How's it going, Julia?
It's good. Perfect day down here. But I really enjoyed listening to you guys talking about JV and how it's hard to believe what he's gone through the last couple of years, just because he looked so much like the guy we saw in 2019 and the velocity being there. That last start against Oakland when he hit 99 and listening to him talk about that, or hearing his comments saying that he's made some adjustments mechanically, so he felt like he had a little extra in the tank, but he's been flirting with that this season, and he's been trying to check all kinds of boxes off guys. And as far as, he was on extra rest there for a while, and then the pitch count got up to 100, which was a big hurdle for him. And this one was another one, just getting that velocity up really high, and he felt really good about it, feels really, really strong. And all of this work is so he can have a strong second half of the season. So it's kind of one of those things where I think we all just need to buckle up and see what he can put together down the stretch here, because all that work is for him to be the best version of himself, which if he hasn't reached yet, we're in for some fun starts by JV.
It's been remarkable, his run as a Houston Astro, as Cal Raleigh fouls a 2-off pitch back. With JV, you're right, Julia, had that extra rest going into the All-Star break, 7 days and 8 days of rest today, working on 6 days of rest. He was on pace there for a while to eclipse 200 regular season innings, and coming off Tommy John surgery, especially anticipating a full October, they needed to give him a little extra breather there going into the break.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And I think even JV realized that too. He pumped the brakes a little bit. It's his curveball that doesn't really come back to the top of the zone, but enough to get the call. And I think his idea of finishing the season strong is exactly what Julia said about October.
Cal Raleigh called looking. 5th strikeout for Verlander. 2 away here in the 5th.
Slider. That spin bringing it back to the zone. Maldi just catching it right in front of his face to get that call at the top of the zone.
Slider and curveball combo has been good today. Dylan Moore takes the first pitch. That one didn't quite break over for ball 1. Moore looked at a called 3rd strike his first time up. JV's got 5 strikeouts. 3 of them have been called 3rd strikes. Misses the fastball at 96, 1-1. Verlander trying to defeat the Seattle Mariners for the 20th time in his career. He has defeated all the AL Central teams, not named the Detroit Tigers, obviously, 20 times or more. And he got 20 wins earlier this summer against the Texas Rangers, the first of the AL West teams that he's accomplished that against. And now he's trying to add the Mariners to that list. He came in at 19-10 against Seattle in his career. Swing and a miss. Moore fires the bat down in frustration. Justin Verlander rolling along. He's retired 11 in a row, and he is through 5 innings of shutout baseball. Baseball on AT&T Sportsnet is presented by Toyota. Let's go places. By Budweiser Zero. You can't drive drunk if you don't drive there. A reminder from your friends at Silver Eagle Distributors Houston. And by HEB. No store does more than my HEB. 6th inning baseball. Logan Gilbert ready to work, facing Yordan Alvarez, who fouls one straight back. Yordan has struck out and walked and scored a run, part of that 2-run 4th inning, where the Astros had back-to-back RBI doubles with 2 outs from Kyle Tucker and Yuli Gurriel. You had some pretty interesting numbers you looked up on Yordan going from first to home last time when he scored on that double.
So we talked about him running. His speed was at 28.4. Yesterday made it down the line to beat out a double play at 28.9. So the big man is running well above average. He got from first to home in 10.63 seconds. The major league average, 11.23.
Wow.
Yeah.
More than half a second faster than major league average.
Yeah, this dude can roll.
That is great. Not only are the knees healthy, but they're better than major league average by a half second. 2-2 the count. Gilbert's been good other than those 2-out doubles by Tucker and Gurriel. He's been in control today. He struck out 7. His career high is 9. Yordan hits the ball high in the air to center field. Got under this one. Dylan Moore camps under it and puts it away for the first out. And now a word from Topo Chico.
Crisp taste, legendary refreshment. Topo Chico Hard Seltzer, a real winning lineup.
Alex Bregman will bat. Base is cleared and 1 out. Breggy came into this game as one of the Astros' best hitters against Logan Gilbert, but today he's 0 for 2. Started the day 6 for 11 in his career against Gilbert. Alex had a double in yesterday's game and 4 at bats, had 4 hits and a home run in that doubleheader against the Yankees. Fouls this one back. Bregman down to the count 0-2. Facing the Astros lineup 3rd time through. First time through, he had 5 strikeouts and a couple of hits allowed. Second time through, the Astros got him for 3 hits, a walk, and a couple of runs. He continues to stay with a high strikeout total today, getting Bregman with a slider. Bregman has struck out twice against Gilbert. That's now 8 for Logan.
Yeah, the slider and curveball have been working well. That's a good slider right there at 85. Very well located.
Gilbert had 9 strikeouts in back-to-back starts in May. Facing the Phillies on May 11th here in Seattle, and the Blue Jays on the road. He struck out 9 in Toronto. Those are his career high in strikeouts. He's 1 away from that. Done it 4 times, 2 this year, and now he gets a swinging strike on Kyle Tucker. Tucker came through with that big double last time up, sent the ball to the wall in center field for the Astros' first run. You mentioned all the run support for Jose Urquidy this year. The Astros have not scored much for Justin Verlander. He's had the lowest run support of any starter for the Astros. Today they've managed 2 runs for him through 5 innings. 4.03 is the season total for JV compared to the 7.33 they score for Urquidy. JV should face the Mariners twice in a row, and you would think the same potentially for Logan Gilbert, as the Astros will face the Mariners in a 4-game series. He'll probably face the Astros again in that 4-game set at Minute Maid Park as Tucker rolls one over to second base. And a strong inning for Logan Gilbert here in the 6th, a 1-2-3 inning. Astros still lead 2-0. We head to the bottom half of the 6th.
3D powered by Google Cloud is showing you the 6 strikeouts for Justin Verlander. He's got half of them swinging, half of them looking. Slider doing a good job moving in there for 3 of those strikeouts. The 4-seam fastball, the top part of the zone, excellent as well, and even mixed in a curveball for a looking strikeout. Got the hitter to give up on it, snapped it back in the zone, and picked up that strikeout. So 6 Ks through 5 innings for Justin Verlander.
One of those 6 against Sam Haggerty as he checks his swing and fouls one back into the screen. It's 0-1. Haggerty leading off here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. JV has retired 11 in a row since Adam Frazier had an infield hit with 1 out back in the 2nd inning. Verlander has 4 of his 6 strikeouts in the bottom 3rd of the order. Raleigh, Dylan Moore, and Haggerty striking out 4 times. Haggerty checked his swing and fouls another one back. JV getting ahead 0-2. Verlander's last 3 innings has thrown 10 pitches, 11 pitches, and 11 pitches. Only 58 pitches coming in through 5 innings, less than 12 pitches per inning for JV. Right above the Astros dugout on the 0-2 swing. Mariners have their bullpen going right now. Logan Gilbert through 6 innings. They have Matt Brash warming up in their bullpen.
Other than 1 inning, Gilbert's looked fantastic. He's got 8 strikeouts himself.
We saw Scott Service discussing things with their pitching coach Pete Woodworth in between innings, and they have apparently elected to decide to go to the bullpen at this point, which has been very good. And I think the Astros are fine with seeing somebody other than Logan Gilbert, who had 89 pitches through 6 innings.
I agree. Even with those 2 runs up, I just don't think Logan Gilbert looked like he was uncomfortable facing the Astros. Pitches still look pretty good.
Seen Brash before against the Astros as a starting pitcher, now out of their bullpen. Verlander gets a swing and a miss of Sam Haggerty. Second time he has struck out the 9-hitter for the Mariners. One away here in the 6th. Julia.
Astros fans, stay connected with your favorite team throughout the entire season. Make sure you are following AT&T Sportsnet on social media for game highlights, player interviews, and giveaways. Find us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook for the latest on the Astros all season long.
J.P. Crawford will bat. Crawford takes one off the plate for a ball, 1-0. Verlander now going through the lineup for the 3rd time. Allowed a single to Crawford his first time up. He also grounded out.
Back-to-back changeups to start this at bat against J.P. Crawford. Only the 2nd and 3rd changeups he's thrown in this game today.
Ground ball toward second. Altuve has it. Crawford retired on the 2-0 pitch. Verlander now has retired 13 in a row. 2 outs here in the 6th. We told you before the game how important it was for JV to go deep. The bullpen on fumes coming into today. Probably the worst bullpen situation for an Astros game at any point this season. Presley on the paternity list. 3 guys have pitched 2 days in a row. Montero pitched 2 games on Thursday. So it was probably, and still possibly, the combination of Seth Martinez, Brian Abreu, and Parker Mashinsky being the only guys Dusty would be willing to use today. We'll find out as the game goes along.
Yeah, that All-Star break escalated quickly. Not only was the bullpen being used frequently, they were being used in some high leverage situations too.
But a great inning here for Justin Verlander. His pitch count under 70 through 6 innings. He keeps rolling along. It's unbelievable. 14 straight sent down by JV. Reliant. Here are today's clues on a Saturday afternoon. Young at heart. MVP Cooperstown. Name that Astro, powered by Reliant. Send your guesses to @ATT Sportsnet SW with those 3 clues. So Logan Gilbert was very good for 6 innings, but his day is done. The Mariners will go to their bullpen, and Matt Brash will be the new pitcher.
Yeah, this is a lively right arm for the Seattle Mariners. You can see he's made 5 starts. He had 2 of those against the Astros. 1.93 is his whip, and a lot of reason for that is because that strike to walkout ratio, 24 strikeouts to 20 walks, is a very violent delivery coming downhill at you. He's pitched against the Astros twice in 2 starts, went 8 1/3 innings, gave up 8 hits, 6 earned runs. And you ready for this?
Yep.
10 walks in 8 1/3 innings to go with 8 strikeouts.
So the Astros have seen this guy before, and he has been very wild against them. Yuli Gurriel, Chas McCormick, and Jake Myers, the first 3 to face Matt Brash here in the 7th inning, who's now working out of the Mariners bullpen after being a starter earlier in the year. Just recalled from AAA Tacoma on July 9th, and he delivers a strike on the curveball to Gurriel to start this inning. Yuli had an RBI double his last time up. Shoots that fastball foul. It's 0-2. Astros leading 2-0. Would like to add some more to that total for Justin Verlander, who has been amazing again today, retiring 14 straight Mariners and has a pitch count of below 70 through 6 innings. Gurriel fouls that one away. Yuli has a double and 4 at-bats against Matt Brash in his career.
Done much better as a reliever. 4 games as a reliever, has a 2.08 ERA.
A little pop fly into shallow right, playable for the second baseman Frazier. He'll put it away. Brash picks up an out to start the 7th.
Tours of Minute Maid Park are available now. Come see the ballpark and get a behind-the-scenes look at the ins and outs of the stadium, from the dugout and press box to the warning track and manual scoreboard. We guarantee you've never seen Minute Maid Park like this. Book your tour today at astros.com/tours.
Chas McCormick now facing Brash. Chas has faced him 4 times, has 2 walks and 2 strikeouts. He's seen a lot of sliders against this guy. It's a slider or curveball comes in for a ball, 1-0. Chas hit the ball hard his last time up, but lined out on a great play by Dylan Moore in center field. He also singled his first time. Chas takes that pitch off the plate, 2-0. Astros trying to win another game against the Mariners, who have come into today having won 22 out of 26 games. Seattle had their 14-game winning streak snapped last night, but in their 22-4 run this year, they've only picked up 2 games on the Astros.
It's incredible. The Astros far outpacing them, even with that 14-game winning streak and the numbers you just talked about, TK, only grabbing a couple of games. They had to come into this series looking at the Astros saying we have a chance to creep back in this, especially with this week, being able to play them 7 times the next 10 days.
Pitch misses, ball 4, so Chas walks for a 3rd time against Matt Brash, and there's that wildness you talked about, a 4-pitch walk here with 1 out.
Yeah, everything from Brash is a max effort. You really see that arm racing through there, able to generate 98, but below the zone, and McCormick will take that walk.
Well, Jake Myers having a good day. He's 2 for 2 as he will bat here with a runner on first and 1 out. Jake has the bunt hit and also a double into the corner and left. Going into last night's 3rd at bat of the game, Jake had been in a 1 for 25 stretch going back to before the All-Star break, but since then now he's 3 for his last 4. Picks up a strike there after missing on 5 straight pitches. It's 1-1. After he was sent out as a starting pitcher for Seattle early in the season, he moved to the bullpen for AAA Tacoma this year. Now back at the big leagues as a reliever. Got great stuff, as you can see, with 98. 1-2 the count. Chopper towards the middle. McCormick is going to get tagged, and Myers is out at first base. That'll be a double play for now. Sean Barber saying out at first base. McCormick got tagged as he ran into the second baseman, Adam Frazier. It looked initially like Myers had beat the play, but called out by Sean Barber, and we're going to get a review here.
That should get overturned pretty quick.
Here's another look.
Yeah, Chas ran into that out and allowed the opportunity for Frazier to make that play at first base. Foot well on the bag before the catch.
Yeah, that should be an easy call to overturn. Jake Myers signaled right away.
seen quicker calls overturned.
Larry Vanover, the crew chief, and the first base umpire Sean Barber, who made the call in communication with New York. Should be Astros with a runner on first base here with 2 outs, and Martin Maldonado, the batter. Here's the call. So it is overturned. Jake Myers will be on base with 2 away. Martin Maldonado will bat. He has struck out and sacrificed his last time up. First pitch fastball in the inside corner for a strike. Well, he has 12 hits in July, 2 doubles and 5 home runs. 5 of his 10 home runs coming this month.
Even wild to first base.
Not much going on the Major League scoreboard. Just a few afternoon games today, with Cleveland already defeating Chicago 7-4, and Toronto's leading in Boston 3-1. The rest of the games later on tonight.
Cleveland and Chicago have that day-night doubleheader. They have a 7 o'clock game tonight. It was weird. I was in the middle of eating lunch before the game, and they were in the 7th inning that first game. It's getting after it.
The White Sox led early, and the Guardians came back to win that game. Cleveland currently the team not in the playoffs. That's the closest to that 3rd wild card spot. Currently, Mariners and the Toronto Blue Jays tied for 2nd and 3rd in those final 2 wild card spots. Maldi goes down on strikes. Matt Brash picks up his first strikeout out of the bullpen, and he shuts down the Astros in the 7th inning. 1 walk, 1 man left on base. 7th inning stretch time here in Seattle with the Astros leading 2-0. We're going to head back to our rooms to go lounge.
Game summary. Gordon, stay here for game 2, and Logan Gilbert for the Mariners came out strong. First 4 were punch outs for him, but the Astros will get to him in the 4th. Kyle Tucker with an RBI double will put the Astros on the board first in this one, and then Yuli Gurriel, good to see him swing the bat well. Follows up with an RBI knock. The Astros have a 2-0 lead. Dusty Baker needed Justin Verlander to come out strong, be the same JV he's been all season long, give him some innings. He's done exactly that. He's worked through 6 already, and he's starting the 7th here at TK.
Now with a first pitch swing to center field. Myers, does he see it? Yes, he does, as he makes the play. He was shielding his eyes the whole way, and Jake, a scary moment, but finally found the baseball for the first out of the 7th.
Sun's in a tough spot. You got to put your body in a position to be able to create an angle to be able to see that baseball. Fortunately, he was able to stay with that and make that play. Did look a little uncomfortable.
Those sunglasses for Jake. Here's Carlos Santana. Some guys go with the shades the whole time. Some guys aren't comfortable with the sunglasses. Santana takes a called strike, 0-1. Verlander threw 26 pitches in the first 2 innings, which is very efficient. But since then, 10 pitches, 11 pitches, 11 pitches, 11 pitches. Now 71 pitches in, 1 out into the 7th. Drops below the zone for Carlos Santana. It's 1-1. Santana has popped up and grounded out against Verlander. Ball hooked foul. It's 1-2. JV beginning with that start against the New York Yankees. Won his 9th game that day. 7 innings of 1-run baseball. Followed that up with a win at Citi Field. 8 shutout innings against the Mets. In Kansas City and Oakland before the All-Star break at home. This ball hit very well to right field. We mentioned Santana with his career home runs against Verlander. That's number 9 in his career against JV. And it's now a 2-1 game.
The experience paying off for Carlos Santana. Got a hanging curveball and hammered it. Big leg kick. Curveball up out over the plate, and the extension by Carlos Santana launches that into the seats.
Verlander's allowed 6 career home runs to Jose Abreu, 7 to Jim Thome, and the most of his career allowed to Carlos Santana, now with 9. A lot of career at bats, 81 of them, but Santana with a home run every 9 ABs against JV. Now he's ahead of Suarez 0-1. And Eugenio has struck out twice today. Verlander beats him upstairs with 97, a little extra on that one. It's 0-2.
Yeah, you never want to be the guy that hits after the guy that hit the home run, especially when you're facing an ace like Justin Verlander. All of a sudden they get a little ticked off and they have a tendency to take it out on that next guy. 99.
Suarez has had a lot of strikeouts in his career against Justin.
There should have been another one. That bottom part of the zone has not been called for Justin on some great pitches.
That was perfectly placed.
Well, you elevate it 99 with the fastball, throw that curveball down at the bottom of the zone. How do you not get that ball? Molly really looking to try and grab that. He was like, where is it?
Yep.
He's unbelievable. I mean, that squares him up off the mask, and his first idea is, no, that didn't hurt. Where's the ball? He's incredible.
Verlander's pitch to get to 2 strikes, the hardest fastball of the day. This one upstairs at 98. Now it's 3-2 on Suarez. Suarez knows the numbers. Verlander knows the numbers. 2 for 17 against JV with 11 strikeouts. Could have been called out on strikes earlier in the at bat. It's now 3-2. Inside, ball 4.
That's a frustrating at bat because he had him struck out.
Frazier will bat with a runner on. Verlander walks his first batter of the game. It's been a while since Verlander's worked out of the stretch. Frazier's infield hit back in the 2nd inning the last time JV had to work out of the stretch. And the first pitch is a strike. That'll be a base hit into center field. Suarez will make the turn. He'll head to 3rd. And he will get there with the Adam Frazier base hit past the mound into center. Now 1st and 3rd with 1 out.
Frazier staying on that curveball and able to hit it off the end of the bat. Verlander almost made a great play on the line drive. Once it got past him, nobody behind him.
Well, Josh Miller will have a word with his ace, Justin Verlander, here with the tying run on third base, the go-ahead run on first, and 1 out in the 7th inning. Now a word from Reliant.
Reliant, official energy provider of the Houston Astros.
Big crowd on a Saturday afternoon making some noise here in Seattle. Carlos Santana solo home run getting the Mariners on the board here against Verlander. Then a walk to Suarez and a single by Frazier. Now Cal Raleigh will bat. Verlander struck out Raleigh his last time up. He has struck him out 4 times in 11 career at-bats, and he fouls the first pitch off. JV's thinking strikeout here. There goes Frazier. The pitch is in. Frazier has a stolen base, his 4th of the year. In here with 1 out and the tying run on third base in the 7th inning. Verlander going back to working out of the windup now with the runner on 2nd and 3rd, and misses with the fastball 2-1. To get to 2-2.
Yeah, that pitch was rushed past Cal Raleigh. JV didn't want to fall behind 3-1. A well-located fastball to get even in the count, 2-2.
Suarez on third base. Not great speed. The infield's in. Verlander would love to pick up a strikeout here. 2-2 pitch. He'll do it again.
Continuing to come after him with the fastball. That one at 99, so the velocity is in there. And Justin reaching back, trying to get that swing and miss and get it past him up top. Energy flowing here at T-Mobile. This is where the experience in the postseason can pay off a little bit. Cal Raleigh got quick. He hasn't shown the command of that curveball in this inning. Still getting good break on it, but it seems to be up out over the plate.
Verlander's thrown his hardest pitches of the game this inning. He's also thrown the most pitches of the game this inning. 21 pitches in. And a battle here with Cal Raleigh. Got him! 99 up in the zone. JV strikes out Cal Raleigh. 2nd out of the inning.
Big pitch from Justin Verlander. got up and in at 99 and blew it past Cal Raleigh. Big swing and miss to get that second out. I think if that was a third out of the inning, you might have seen a little bit more emotion, but Justin Verlander knows there's still work to be done here in this inning with 2 outs and runners at second and third.
Verlander did not see Kyle Lewis's name in the lineup today. Lewis hit 2 home runs in his career against JV and 5 at-bats, but now he is called on as a pinch hitter to hit for Dylan Moore here. Lewis, who hadn't played since late May, was on the IL due to concussion issues. Facing Verlander here with 2 runners on in a 1-run game.
Tough ask in a big situation for Kyle Lewis facing Justin Verlander.
First pitch down for a ball, 1-0.
Still got first base open. But I'm sure Justin Verlander would like to make a little bit of a statement here in the Great Northwest.
Tried to hold up. That's a swing. 1-1. Verlander's showing that velocity in this inning. That is right near the top of his velocity all season long. Missed the slider, 1-2.
Not his best slider, but with the velocity dropping 10 miles an hour on that slider to 89, had Kyle Lewis well out in front.
He went around. That's a swing. No, they don't give it to him. Looked like he might have had the 3rd strike, but Lewis held up just in time, says Sean Barber.
They can make the decision at home. That's about as close as you can get.
Upstairs, 3-2. Way up for that pitch at 99 miles an hour. So here we go, pitch of the game. There is a base open, as Blummer mentioned, but second and third, and a 3-2 pitch coming to Kyle Lewis. And an in, ball 4. The bases will be loaded. Mariners playing a bat short with Julio Rodriguez with a bad wrist, so he's not available to pinch hit, or he would be used here. Abraham Toro comes on as a pinch runner for Kyle Lewis. So Sam Haggerty will be the man of the moment for the Mariners. Haggerty has struck out twice today against Verlander.
He's had some very uncomfortable at bats.
It's the fastball, 0-1. Verlander has thrown 29 pitches in this inning. Came in with 69 pitches. Here's his 99th of the game. That's a strike. 0-2. Juarez on third, Frazier on second, Moore on first. A 2-1 lead, and Verlander with an 0-2 count. Second pitch of this inning, and now Verlander deciding to go back to the stretch here. Got him! Justin Verlander showing about as much emotion as we have seen in a regular season game. Another notch in the belt of the Hall of Famer.
Results from today's Chevy Straw Poll. Talking home run derby. Which of these 4 bashers would you pick to win in the time? Yordan Alvarez wins today's Straw Poll. He's a big winner in Straw Polls, though. It's tough to beat. Take game.
All right, Julia. Quite a bottom half of the 7th inning for the Astros and Justin Verlander as they lead 2-1 heading into the 8th. Jose Altuve will lead things off. Altuve looking for his first hit today. Has struck out a couple of times and lined into a double play, facing Matt Brash for the first time.
My goodness. The zone is elevated.
That's a zone for somebody that's a little taller than Jose Altuve with that high strike. It's 0-1. Backs him off the plate at 1-1. JV had to throw 32 pitches in that last inning, so he's now at 101 in the game. And because of all those high leverage, high octane pitches in the 7th inning, his afternoon might be over. 1-1 pitch is a strike at 97, 1-2. Parker Mushinski, the lefty, is warming up in the Astros bullpen. We haven't seen Mushinski in a regular season game in a while. Just called up from AAA Sugarland with Ryan Presley on the paternity list. Altuve into center field. That's falling fast. That's going to be down for a hit. Jose Altuve with a leadoff single here for the Astros in the 8th inning. How about the reaction from Verlander at the end of the 7th inning with Maldi behind the plate?
I like it. Both of the veterans reacting in that inning, getting out of a big situation. Verlander with a couple of fist pumps and Maldi to go with it.
I don't think I've seen that in a regular season game from JV before. That was impressive.
I'm with you. Yeah.
Even,
no, that meant something.
That was intense. And he keeps getting the job done. The fact that he was consistently 98, 99
yeah.
in the 7th inning of that game, throwing his 101st pitch. That guy defies age, defies logic coming back from Tommy John surgery. He is.
Yeah, that'll make your computer start smoking when you're trying to figure out how he does that, because there's supposed to be a regression in those analytics. Not in his.
He's a remarkable athlete, and as good of an athlete as he is, he's a better competitor. He loves the moment.
Yeah, that combination is lethal. I'd really like to see the offense pick him up and add a couple more runs to this, give Parker Mushinski a little bit more of a cushion. It's a good start by having Altuve out there with that leadoff base hit.
Now, one of the things we told the fans about before the game was JV was going to have to go at least 7 today. And the reason being the bullpen has been really used up. Dusty Baker did not have many options going into today out of his bullpen. So that's why Mushinski is warming up here. Dusty basically working with a 3-man pen today. 2-0 pitches upstairs, so you're right, Blummer. Any extra run would help out because Seth Martinez probably available, Brian Abreu definitely available, and Parker Mushinski. You're looking at basically 3 of your 7 guys who are available based on what we've seen the last couple of days.
Yeah, Montero needs at least one more day after pitching both games in that doubleheader. But you're right. Very limited options out there, and they needed JV to go those 7 innings. He did. They have the lead. Trying to scratch out a couple more runs to create a little more of a buffer for the guys that are going to be coming in. And all those guys that we had listed in that bullpen graphic are all the high leverage guys that you don't have available.
3-1 to Pena. Sharp ground ball, base hit into right field. Altuve will make the turn. He'll head to third and he'll get there. First and third, nobody out. Astros could use a run or two here. Big hit for Jeremy Pena.
It sets up nicely. Back-to-back base hits. Altuve going first to third, and Yordan Alvarez stepping to the plate. It's going to bring Scott Service out, but good job by Jeremy Pena on a fastball up and away. Just go the other way with it. Don't try and do too much. Just set things up for your 3-hole hitter.
Good job, Altuve, turning second and getting to third with no problem. So there'll be a new pitcher here, a lefty warming up to face Yordan Alvarez. Matt Brash will leave the game with runners on first and third and nobody out. We'll be back in this 2-1 game right after this. Young Award winner Justin Verlander made one start in 2020 and 2021 combined, but he might have a shot at another Cy Young in 2022.
Yeah, very much so. His numbers keep creeping towards Shane McClanahan, who's doing a great job. Those 2 whips under 1, and the ERAs very impressive. Justin Verlander making a bid again, always in that Cy Young conversation when he's healthy, and he has shown plenty today.
New pitcher for the Mariners, Ryan Borucki.
4.74 is that ERA on the season. A little bit unlucky compared to his xFIP, but he does walk some guys at times. 24 games, 10 walks to 18 strikeouts. Fastball, slider, and a changeup. Fastball averaging right around 95 miles an hour. He's done a good job against left-handed hitters this season, holding them to a 154 batting average.
Last time Yordan Alvarez faced Borucki, hit a home run against him off a slider. As he faces him here with a fastball for a strike, 0-1.
And that is the only home run given up to a left-hander this season from Borucki.
Borucki came over from the Toronto Blue Jays in a trade on June the 4th. Made his Mariners debut against the Astros on June the 6th. Faced Alvarez that day. Was able to get Alvarez to ground out. First time they matched up in this Mariners-Astros matchup, and then the next day Yordan got him for a home run. Now Yordan down in the count 0-2 against Borucki. Altuve on third base, Pena on first, nobody out in the inning. Yordan tried to hold up at 97. He went too far. That's a big strikeout for the Mariners, and for Borucki, one away in the inning.
Stayed with the fastball. Challenged him inside. Yordan might have been looking for it, but wasn't able to get to it as he tried to hold up.
So now Alex Bregman digs in. Bregman has had success in 5 career at-bats against Borucki. He has 3 doubles in 5 at-bats. He's also flied out and lined out his other 2 times. That one gets away. Here comes Altuve. Had a little bit of a late start. The throw is bounced, and Altuve's safe. Jose Altuve scores on the wild pitch, and the Astros now lead 3-1.
Altuve was a little hesitant on that. That pitch gets past Cal Raleigh. It's very similar to Minute Maid Park. They have that brick wall behind home plate. It kind of came back to him a little bit, but it was a terrible throw to the pitcher Borucki covering. See the entire play unfold. Good read at first by Jeremy Pena. Everybody moving up 90 feet.
Altuve initially with a little hop back towards third, but he was able to score on that bounce throw. Now Bregman with a 1-0 count. And the Astros add a little bit of a margin for Mashinski warming up in the bullpen. All the doubles Bregman has against Barucki are on fastballs. As he pops this one up, playable for J.P. Crawford in shallow center. He'll put it away. Bregman retired for the second out. Barucki will get the other lefty in the Astros lineup, Kyle Tucker. Tucker 1 for 3 with an RBI double. He gets Tucker to wave and miss. 0-1. Tuck driving in his 63rd run of the year. Into center field, Dylan Moore shielding his eyes, and he's able to put it away for the final out of the inning. Astros on the board with a run, though, in the 8th inning. It's now a 3-1 game. Parker Mashinski will pitch in the highest leverage inning of his career when we come back. Astro powered by Reliant. Today's clues were as follows: Young at Heart, MVP, and Cooperstown. Did you get the big unit? Randy Johnson came over to Houston in a trade from the Seattle Mariners. 5-time Cy Young Award winner, 2015 Baseball Hall of Fame inductee, and the World Series MVP in 2001. On we go to the bottom half of the 8th inning. Parker Mashinski out of the bullpen.
He's our Crawford Bach call to the bullpen. 6 games he has pitched in this season, working back off the injured list. But it's a chance to make his 7th appearance. Has a 1.26 whip. 8 strikeouts in those 6 appearances. His debut was right here in Seattle, and the last game he pitched was against the Seattle Mariners back at Minute Maid Park. So he does have some comfort on this mound pitching here in his debut. He went an inning, had 1 strikeout.
I gotta think that heart rate's probably as close to it was for the debut as it is right now, as he faces J.P. Crawford. 1 pitch and a fly ball into shallow center. Jake Myers coming on. He'll put it away. 1 pitch and 1 out for the lefty Parker Mashinski.
That will help the heart rate a little bit. But yeah, big moment for the young left-hander.
There's a key lefty out of their bullpen, replacing Blake Taylor as the lefty in the pen before Taylor was injured, and now Mashinski coming off the IL and spending some time at Sugarland before being recalled with Ryan Presley going to the paternity list. We expect to see Presley back here tomorrow. Here's Ty France. First pitch swinging is a swing and a miss of the curveball. 0-1.
Mashinski has several pitches. He will throw that curveball a ton. He also has a cutter, fastball, slider, and a changeup.
That hit Ty France on the 0-1 breaking ball. France, who tied Mark Canha last year for the major league lead in getting hit by pitches, gets hit for the 15th time this year.
I think that one pretty good. The back foot. Just barely clipped that shoe.
Jesse Winker will bat.
First hit batter of the career in the career of Parker Mashinsky.
Ground ball, Altuve to his right, makes the play to Pena. Wow. What a double play! Altuve to Pena to Gurriel. Winker fires his helmet down. The Astros turn a beautiful double play started by that guy, Jose Altuve. Astros lead 3-1. Jose Altuve, who hurt the Mariners with his offense last night, hurts them with a great defensive play today.
TK, this was a brilliant play on the short hop. Fully extends, but in one step, he gives the quick flip to Jeremy Pena, and with it getting so quickly to him, they get Jesse Winker by a mile on that double play to finish that inning for Parker Mashinsky. Winker not happy again.
A huge double play turn and a great play by Jose Altuve. And now we head to the ninth, and Diego Castillo on for the Mariners.
Closer for the Seattle Mariners, Diego Castillo in here. Loves his slider. Throws a fastball in the mid to upper 90s. 3.82 is that ERA. How about the record? 7-1 coming in late in some of these games. He's 6 for 6 in save opportunities. Turn things around in the month of June and July. In May had a 15.63 ERA, but in June turned it around to a 1.50 ERA, and in 7 1/3 innings of July he has yet to give up an earned run.
He's been one of the key figures out of that bullpen in their run of 22 out of 26 games, as Yuli Gurriel will lead things off against Diego Castillo here. It'll be Yuli, Chaz McCormick, and Jake Myers. And the first pitch is a breaking ball in for ball one. Yuli an RBI double in 3 at bats today. That one off the plate, 2-0. Right now, nobody warming up in the Astros bullpen. Hector Neris and Brian Abreu are standing on the bullpen mound, but neither one of them has a glove and neither one of them has thrown a pitch. So Parker Mashinsky, who threw very limited pitches in that 8th inning, might be asked to come back out in the 9th.
Looks like a little mentoring from Hector Neris to Brian Abreu.
New second baseman Abraham Toro, the former Astro, makes the play against his former teammate Yuli Gurriel. One away here in the 9th inning.
Celebrate the 2021 AL Championship with ALCS ring giveaway days. All fans will receive an ALCS replica ring, not pictured, and one lucky fan will take home their ALCS Elite fan ring, including real diamonds, white gold, and personalization. Find tickets at astros.com/rings today.
Chaz McCormick bats with 1 out and nobody on. Chaz 1 for 2 with a walk. Only time he was retired was a great play by the center fielder Dylan Moore, who's now out of the game. Chaz hits one towards right, pretty deep. Haggerty going back. Or actually, this is Adam Frazier going back. New right fielder taking over. Frazier moved from second base to right field and makes the play for out number 2. McCormick making a bid for another opposite field home run.
Yeah, I thought he got that better than he did. Looked good off the bat, just didn't have a carry on it.
So Abraham Toro taking over at second. Frazier moving from second to right, and Sam Haggerty moving from right to center. Just starting to throw pitches in that last at bat was Brian Abreu. Here's Jake Myers with 2 outs and nobody on. We were speculating that Martinez might be an option today, but Seth not only pitched yesterday. He warmed up a couple of times in that doubleheader on Thursday too, which counts. So you wonder if they were thinking of going to the fresher arms first and using Martinez only if necessary. The fresher arms being Mashinsky and Abreu. We've seen Parker already, and now Abreu looks like he might have the ninth.
A couple of options out there. I would imagine Seth would be able to go, but you've got a huge difference in stuff compared to Martinez and Abreu. Martinez, a heavy strike thrower, has 4 quality pitches. Abreu's a little more of the power type.
You know, you were mentioning that little conversation that Neris and Abreu were having. I bet you it was about just staying yourself and being calm in the 9th inning. It was great to see Neris out there before Brian threw his first warm-up pitches talking to him.
Yeah, we talk about it a lot inside that dugout, but that bullpen is a whole nother atmosphere out there, and you need veterans like Neris who can pass along the information and experience that he has. We talked about Neris having 84, 85 saves in his career now, so he has experience at the back end of the bullpen, and maybe another veteran. Sometimes just hearing it from one of your peers, it says, hey man, your stuff plays. If you can get in the zone and be consistent, get ahead in at bats and take control, your stuff will get guys out. But it is a lot of fun to watch some of those veterans speak to some of the younger players, and that's going to hurt.
That hits Jake Myers right around the left elbow on a 2-2 pitch.
And that was not a glancing blow. That squared him up.
Ooh.
Right off the point of the elbow. My goodness. And he's one of those unique ball players that swings right-handed, throws left-handed. That's his throwing elbow.
No elbow guard on. Jake being attended to there by Eric Velasquez, the assistant athletic trainer for the Astros. And he'll stay in the game. Martin Maldonado will bat. Yeah, going back to what you were saying about Abreu, there's a lot of guys in that bullpen that would trade their stuff for Abreu stuff. So that's not the problem.
Nope.
It's
not at all.
a matter of him commanding the zone, and he'll get a chance to pick up a big save here, it looks like, in this 3-1 game.
Yeah, if he commands the zone, he commands at bats.
Martin Maldonado 0 for 2 with a sacrifice bunt today. And the pitch misses down for a ball, 1-0. Towards the middle, almost hit the bag, would have needed to get past Toros. He makes the play for the final out of the inning. So a hit batter, 1 man left on base. We head to the bottom half of the 9th inning. Brian Abreu will be on to try and preserve an Astros 3-1 lead. Park app will complete your next visit to Minute Maid Park. Buy and manage game tickets, unlock offers, access exclusive content, and much more. Download the MLB Ballpark app today. Astros lead 3-1. Picked up an extra run there in that 8th inning that helped out on the wild pitch, and now we head to the bottom half of the 9th inning. Brian Abreu will look for a save.
28 games this season, the ERA at 3 flat. 1.39 is that whip number, combination of walks and hits per inning pitched. He has great stuff. We talk about the mid to upper 90s fastball, the power slider that he can mix in there. Occasional changeup. He has 1 save in his career. He picked it up last season against the Los Angeles Dodgers. He's had 5 save opportunities in his career, but a big moment for the big right arm of Brian Abreu as Mauricio Gabon takes over in center field for Jake Myers, who got hit by that pitch on his throwing arm.
Now So we'll check in on Myers in our post-game show as he leaves here in the bottom half of the 9th inning with Dubon now in center. Carlos Santana will be the first batter. He's usually a patient hitter as he takes one inside for a ball, 1-0, 96 miles an hour. Abreu has not had a save opportunity this year. Plummer mentioned his lone major league save last season. And he misses inside on the fastball, 2-0. Santana 5th in the American League in walks coming into today with 48 of them. He's responsible for the only run for the Mariners, a solo home run against Justin Verlander with 1 out in the 7th inning. Verlander brilliant today. Parker Mashinsky with a shutout 8th inning, and now Abreu on in the 9th. 2-0 pitch. He swings at it and pops it into shallow center, so shallow that Pena's there. And that's a big out for Bryan Abreu to try and settle the nerves down. 1 away.
Definitely a good start to the inning for Abreu.
A little surprised Santana went after that 2-0 pitch.
I was too. We talked about him being patient, high on base percentage type guy in a 2-0 count, and a guy that has trouble with command. A little aggressive, but we'll take it.
It's a big out. Now Eugenio Suarez. Suarez has struck out twice and drawn a walk. First pitch swinging, fouls off the fastball at 97, 0-1. Bryan Abreu has 7 minor league saves in his career and 1 at the big league level. Trying to save this game for Justin Verlander and the Houston Astros. Missing up a little bit with that slider. It's 1-1.
Ooh, wicked slider at 90 miles an hour.
That's what I was talking about last inning. There's a lot of guys that would trade their stuff for his stuff.
Yeah, that ball jumps out of his hand and it looks like a fastball and then just snaps down. That was a very good pitch. Try and replicate that again.
Going off the plate, 2-2.
Got under that one a little bit.
Suarez has faced Abreu 3 times in his career. He is 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. This one popped up, playable. Yuli Gurriel backs up a few steps, and he has it put away for the second out. 2 pop-ups for Bryan Abreu facing Carlos Santana and Eugenio Suarez, and now Adam Frazier, the last hope for Seattle.
Talked about only the 3rd day game on the schedule this season here at Seattle's home ballpark at T-Mobile, and that sun looks tough.
The 3rd Saturday day game.
Woo. I do not envy what these guys are trying to do.
The sun has been problematic for a lot of fielders today, as Adam Frazier, who is 2 for 3, only time he was retired, flied out to deep right field. Bats here. First pitch strike, 0-1.
Got a call at the bottom of the zone. That was nice.
Mariners were the only team in the major leagues with a stretch of 22 wins in 25 games coming into this series. Astros winning last night 5-2. And now a strike away from winning the first 2 games of this weekend series and going to 4-0 after the All-Star break. Not the normal customers in the 8th and the 9th inning with a small lead, but Parker Mashinsky got through the 8th, and now Bryan Abreu trying to finish off Seattle. He got him. 3-1 final. Bryan Abreu's 2nd major league career save, and a big one here against the Seattle team that was red hot coming into the weekend. And Blummer, the Astros picking up 2 wins here in Seattle in front of a sellout last night and a near sellout today.
They've given up 3 runs in the last 18 innings, so the pitching is getting it done. The offense doing just enough to be able to win these games. And you needed some guys that you're not typically going to see in high leverage situations or very tough situations late in games. But the Astros have the depth in that bullpen to be able to go to a guy like Parker Mushinski. And then we got to see how good that stuff for Brian Abreu really is closing this one out.
Justin Verlander wins his 239th career game, tying him with David Wells and Mordecai Three-Finger Brown, 57th most in MLB history. He goes 7. Mushinski and Abreu go the rest of the way. The Astros post-game show presented by Whataburger will tell you all about it with Kevin Etchenfelder and Brian Bogusevic along with Clay Hensley in there today. Julia Morales gathering interviews after the game. So Brian and Clay right around the corner in our post-game show presented by Whataburger.